Oh, yeah.
Good?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That is Tricky Ricky. We're here at the beautiful Toyota Field, and we are joined already by relief pitcher Kenyon Yovan.
Coming into the curtain.
It is Yovan, right?
Yeah, it's Yovan.
Okay, yeah. Dad corrected me on Twitter. He sent me the picture of the Yovan shirt at Oregon, and man, we are a huge fan of that shirt and a huge fan of your family. And
have you heard anything about all this? I remember on media day you came over to my area. You're like, "How's it going?" I'm Kenyon. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? I know your parents." And it was like, it's a lot to take in when you're first meeting a person. And I'm sure you probably thought like that was a strange thing for that person to say to me. But
no, I definitely saw saw things on social media when we were doing it. So
okay, that's good.
It's expanding, man. It started with Mama Yovan. She hit us up on our live stream when the day after you guys, it was you and Christopher that came across the country driving. I can't believe you guys made that drive.
It's a long drive.
And then Daddy Yovan joined. And then on Monday, we got joined by a distant cousin in Montana.
Yeah.
So Papa Hayes' Hazy Place is his name.
Okay.
So
yeah, they're probably all watching.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, family? How's it going? But yeah, man, we've been a big fan, and obviously watching you last night, and we've seen you, I think, at home now 3 times. Huge fan. So the first thing I need to know, last night, you come in, it was a tight baseball game. Crow got the lead back in the 6th inning, or in the bottom of the 5th, so he came out and closed out the 6th. He got that win. You came in after Dashwood went down with a little bit of an injury, and you came in relief. One pitch, you get a double play, then you get another inning to come out. You strike out the side, and that final pitch, 98 up to the number 6 overall prospect in baseball. It looked like you had some kind words for him.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of adrenaline kicked in. You know, it was just one of those things, punch out the side in a big situation, just being able to, one, get the opportunity to be out there in that tight spot. Yeah. Coaches, trusting in me to be out there. It sucked that, Murphy went down in the middle of that inning, and so, went out there and just wanted to go out, give the team the best chance to win.
Dude, you got me juiced up. When you coming off that, man. Getting it going right there. I was going out to launch softy balls in the crowd, something that requires far less, pretty much everything. And I went out there for that launch. And let's go, Kenyon! Yeah! Which I don't think you heard it. You were in the zone. But, man, I felt it, dude. I appreciate the electricity, something that I think the fans like, too, something we hadn't seen yet this year.
That's one thing that I always carry with me, went through a lot with it not pitching for 3 years, and so I had a lot of built-in adrenaline every time I step on the mound and have a lot to prove, and just it's just something that I've always carried with me out there. Play, throw with a chip on my shoulder.
And I mean, you get it going out there. You get it going from the time you're announced too, because I mean, oh yeah, dude, I'm in the tunnel last night, not expecting, just joined the game, then all of a sudden you hear that dong. I was talking to a guy. I quit my conversation. I looked straight up to the box in panic, but not like a worry, but like is this time? And then I saw the man come out. Do you have a hat? Do you have an Undertaker hat? Maybe have you thought about adding more to the entrance? Unfortunately, we can't turn the lights out all the way because there's like guys warming up and stuff. But have you thought about adding anything to maybe make yourself look more like the dead man while hitting the mound before?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. I mean, that would be really cool to do something though, but. Like Rick Vaughn walking out in the leather jacket.
Like maybe you're in the bullpen. You're laid completely out, right? Like what's this guy doing? He's relaxed, and then
no.
Yeah, door open. Maybe you kick door open. And then.
We had a guy up here running the scoreboard, and he said, I already know the answer to this, but when that song comes on, could we just turn the lights off, turn it back on, and just have him appear on the mound?
God, that'd
be awesome.
That would be sick.
And it's cool, like the reason why you picked that song too. I had heard that it wasn't just because you like the song, but it has like the killer mentality.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just something. I grew up a big WWE fan anyway, and so the Undertaker was, someone who was just very big in what the WWE is, and everyone knows Dead Man Walking. That's just how it is. And that song comes on. I mean it's just a switch that I can't carry myself like that when I'm out in public, and so it's like something that instantly turns it on. The light switch is on, and it's go time. So it's just something how how I want to go about myself.
So something else too, and we did it last night for Coleman. I'm up here in the press box. I'm the PA guy, so I sit by the guy who does all the music and stuff. Every time Coleman Crow threw a strikeout, played the little crow sound.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you guys, especially over in Oregon, you embraced the van.
Yeah.
So I mean, what if we gave you a little? You got it. What if we gave you a little? Every time you struck someone, a little horn honk.
That's pretty sweet. I heard a dong after one of the strikes or strikeouts. I can't remember what it was, and that was pretty cool too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, we've been working for
that.
the last few weeks to try to see if we could get a van that we could turn into the Yovan. And what my hopes are is we could take a photo in that van, kind of like a sick photo album looking thing. And every time you go out there and send people 6 feet under with the dead man pitch, we just post that picture. No words necessary.
That would be really cool.
I mean, it's what we've got people here. I mean, we've got bobbleheads for our, very prominent players that we've had here. We'd like to step. I mean, it's year number 3. We want to step it up a notch, right? We're one of the better crowds here in minor league baseball, so we want to pitch the Yovan. I mean, we're working on it. Don't worry, we got you.
We got
I love that.
We're not just working on it. Zach, who's on our staff right here for promo with us, he's offered his van as tribute for the Yovan. So I don't know how busy you are today. It's like a baseball game and stuff, but if you do have a couple seconds for a van shot, I think this is the day to get it going.
We can definitely make something happen.
I don't care if we lose every single game the rest of this year. We're getting the Yovan over.
Getting the Yovan going.
Get the Yovan, man. Yeah, we're all about it. So,
absolutely.
Talking about your journey too at Oregon, they had the Yovan shirts. I thought something was really interesting. Kind of put in perspective with the whole killer mentality with using the Undertaker song, you getting excited coming off the mound. You grew up a big Oregon football fan because Oregon's baseball program wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So your pitching coach was at Oregon State, actually played at Oregon State. Mm-hmm. And then so you grew up kind of an Oregon State baseball fan. But when it came down to it in college, it was between Oregon and Oregon State. You wanted to stay in state. Yep. But the reason why you picked Oregon over Oregon State was because Oregon State was already proven, and you wanted to put Oregon on the map. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's just something. Being a Duck fan, it was kind of easy for me to. I mean, it was easy, but not easy because it was Oregon State had already been proven. Mm-hmm. They're at they're top 5 in the country almost every year, wanted to be an Oregon kid, growing up a Duck fan, always wanted to go and prove myself as a home state kid, going to play and turn a program around. I mean, they had a couple supers when in the early 2010s, but going there and trying to turn it around we had 40% of our team was from Oregon, and we had a lot of kids in our class that were the bigger name guys in Oregon when we were coming out of high school, and it was just something that we wanted to go in and be like, this is our team, our university, and our state. We want to take over. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for the first few years I was there. But then the final year we came out and turned it around, and Oregon baseball is just they're going up now.
And by then you were a hitter.
I was strictly a DH at that point.
Dude, tell me more about this journey I'm hearing about. So this pitching's not your first go. You were batting. Now you're pitching. What? Tell me the story there.
So I was a two-way in college. I was our closer my freshman year. I closed the first few weeks of my sophomore year. Then I was our Saturday guy for 2 weeks. Then I was our Friday guy the rest of the year. And I hit for myself the last month of the season. And then 2019 comes around. Go out there. I'm our opening day starter. Have a lot. I played with Team USA the summer before as a relief pitcher. And came in, had a lot of, talk around my name going into the season. And I wanted to go out there and prove myself. And, I went out there in first game, boom, hand, ice cold, 85 degrees in Lubbock, Texas, ice cold. Next week, this is kind of short summary. It's a long story. But next week we get home, go get tested in ICU for 72 hours. I have 2 clots in my wrist, blood clots. I'm laying on my back for 72 straight hours, go through it. The clots break up in my hand, whatever, go throughout the year, get tested, flying throughout the country, trying to figure out what's going on. Happen to actually be lucky enough to be in the top 50 prospects for the draft. You have to get an MRI on your shoulder and your elbow. And the MLB doctor who was running it that year called and was like, you need to get to the doctor now. You need to go now. And so they thought that it was in my shoulder, or that it was in my wrist the whole time, but actually I had a big clot in my shoulder that was blocking everything in my arm. And so went to Texas, and they said it covered, it was like a golf ball sized blood clot in my shoulder. whether that was over exaggeration or not.
Golf ball?
Whether it was over exaggeration or not.
Right.
But so they found that in the MRI, and they said I was a month away from either losing my hand, my arm, or dying because it could have broke open. And so after that, I wasn't able to throw. Tried to play catch, had a cleanup surgery in October in 19. And then we had COVID happen in 20, and I was just DHing. I was trying to play catch, but I was still dealing with blood flow issues. I mean, I went 3 months with no blood coming through the back of my shoulder.
Oh, my gosh.
And so just trying to deal with all this stuff like that. And, it was hard. But being a two-way, knowing that I wanted to be on the field and help the team win, like I said, being an Oregon kid, wanting to, put my mark on the university, on the state, and in the country as well. And so, yeah.
So prior to the MLB calling and saying you got to go to the doctor now, on all your doctor visits before, was there no discussion about an MRI on the whole arm?
So there was no MRI taken on my shoulder for whatever reason it was, mainly because they ruled out thoracic outlet syndrome, and so thinking that it wasn't my shoulder, that it was just either elbow down or strictly wrist, and so that's how it went.
Had they caught it, let's say you went to the doctor and they did do an MRI before the MLB and all that stuff, could there have been a quicker recovery time?
They said I probably would have thrown by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And instead, you end up having to leave pitching down and turn into a hitter. You did really well. I mean, you started out as probably one of the best closers in the country, I would say, and then one of the you were the opening day starter. You were a top 50 prospect in Major League Baseball, so you were a good starter as well. And then you turned into a really great hitter for Oregon. I mean, didn't you set a single-season record for home runs?
I had 17 my last year at Oregon.
My God.
And then I signed with the Angels. Angels actually drafted me in 19 in the 27th round as a pitcher after I didn't play the whole year. And then, went back COVID, did well in 19. Pretty much was looked at strictly as a DH. I think I played 2 games at third base. I think I had 3 errors. It was terrible. got yanked immediately. I played a couple of games here and there at first base on like some of the off days. So Gabe Matthews, who was actually in high A with us, he was the first baseman at school. But he played first base every day for us. So like some days he would have a midweek game off and just DH. So I would play first base. But other than that, I just DH'd, known for power. And that was my thing.
So when more and more people start hearing about your story, the higher you climb here in the minors, chasing the Angels down, they start to hear that you were a closer, you started, and then you were a hitter, and now you're back to pitching. They're going to start asking, what can't he do? Third base, apparently. That's according to him, it's third base is what
that was it. Got a little better last year. I played third base in Tri-Cities last year. So, but played third and first, but still had some errors.
Well, you talk about being a two-way in college. You were drafted by an organization that has the most prominent two-way player in baseball. So have you talked to Shatzley at all? Hey, Shatz, look, I know the bats are a little cold tonight.
First off, you call him, do you address him by Hey Shatz? Is that
probably not?
It feels like
it's more Skip.
Skip,
but
appropriate one.
But no, I mean, when Shatzley was the manager in Tri-Cities when I signed, and I was hitting then. And I hit pretty well my first year, and what I thought, tough league to hit in, a lot of good pitching. I think I ended up like 240, 250. I thought it was pretty good my first year in pro ball, month in pro ball, I should say.
For sure.
Yeah, but then last year, I played pretty well in spring training, went throughout the year, got to about June, wasn't playing very much, and got a call in. Thought I was going to get bounced. Thought I was going to all right, baseball, no more with the Angels. And they're like, when was the last time you pitched? I was like, well, this is the conversation I've been waiting to hear.
All right.
But I knew it was going to happen eventually.
Just
didn't, it was a matter of when. Arm was strong, was jumping out of my hand pretty good at third base, and was kind of messing around when we were playing catch before games, throwing off-speed pitches, everything. Everyone's like, I know you used to pitch, but, you're not pitching anymore. Like, I think I still got it.
That's amazing that opportunity came about, and obviously it has to do with all the work that you put in and putting that out there. Last night, I know that again you had the one pitch that ended the inning, the double play, and then you came out and struck out 3, and then in the ninth they brought out Ben Joyce. Was there any competitor who goes, hey, can I get one more? Can I just go there and finish this thing?
I definitely wanted to, but I knew you got Joyce, Torres. You could throw anyone in our bullpen out there, and they're pretty much a closer on a lot of other teams.
Oh yeah.
And so it's nice to have. I mean, you know that you hand the ball to the next guy, and it's pretty much game over.
So if you get one more inning, are you just like tearing your jersey off of your body at that
Probably
point?
like running around in circles.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many
Trying
laps?
to dig the mound out from the ground. I don't know, something like that.
So, again, the number 6 overall prospect in baseball is who you struck out last night. And if you take out the guys who are already on that list that are already playing in major leagues like Volpe and those guys in the Yankees, he's even higher than that. I mean, you got pretty jacked up. Did you tell him? I mean, it looked like you'd said something where you're like, hey, man, there's a wonderful seat right over there. It's very comfortable. It's padded. You should probably go sit down and take a rest.
I never really try to go after guys.
Yeah.
Personally, it's more of I do it to get myself in the right mindset, but to get the team going too. Because baseball, like, you get pumped up for about 5 seconds. They always talk about you need 6 seconds of focus. You get jacked up for 6 seconds usually, and so it's like when you get times like that. Because I know as a position player, when a guy comes out with a lot of energy, it turns that momentum that we already had. It's clicking you to a whole new level going into the 9th inning, 8th inning, and so it's like I know what it's like. And I know what, one, I need to get to that level, but two, gets the team to the next level too. I mean, you get guys fist pumping. Like I watched the video last night, and like Caro's back there fist pumping after the strikeout. Like stuff like that, like going into the dugout is, especially late in a game too. You're up by 2 against a good team. You want that extra. You don't want to be dull the whole time, because otherwise it's just you're doing this.
I personally love to see it. I don't think we've had a team here yet as animated as the one we currently have. Like you said with Carroll, I mean, he goes out there and gets – I mean, if we're down 3 in the 6th, he's coming off there beating his chest. He's high-fiving the pitcher. Like, it is cool to see that. But going back to what you're talking about as being a hitter, now a pitcher, how does your mindset now, since you know – kind of like being one of the, a former hitter, does that change the way you approach that? Is there anything that goes on in your head? I don't want to release trade secrets here, but
I just know
what advantages do you think you got over?
I just know hitting's really, really hard.
So you're trying to overthink it.
My 190 average last year said so. But and it's not easy, and it's especially with like pitchers get better every year. I mean, it's absurd, and so it's like knowing. I know what I struggled with as a hitter, and I know what talking to other hitters, our hitters who are really good, and talking to them like, what's hard? Where's the spot that's almost impossible to get to? And it's just, trying to pick their brains and, what do you look for in these counts? What is something that, say I throw this pitch, what's the next one that's just going to be no chance for you? And so it's just trying to pick your brain, everything, me knowing like what goes through it. And so it's like, oh, you throw a bad off-speed pitch. What if you throw it again? They're not expecting a fastball. And so it's just like little things like that, trying to work through. And definitely, I think I have a little advantage with that playing in pro ball, not just in college, because college pitching is way different. I mean, you face a guy that's coming in to clean up innings down by 9 runs, is the guy out of the pen in a college.
Yeah,
it's the crazy thing to think about. So it's like, it's trying to every guy that's coming out is good. And so in like coach, they were talking about like where did like Ohapi hit last year for the Trash Pandas? Oh, he's hitting 3, 2, 3, 4. Where's he in the big leagues? 8. You're the best guy that you don't want to face in Double-A is the 8 hitter in the big league. So it's like everyone's good, and obviously the higher you go, the better they get. So
let me ask you this: last night, I mean, does it ever go through your head being a guy who was a really good hitter, especially at Oregon, and setting that record, being a guy that your teammates can rely on, going up against a guy like that last night, a highly ranked prospect at the team that I'm sure that his confidence is pretty high. He knows he's good. His team knows he's good, and they're relying on him in a close game. Have you ever put yourself in not just the batter's head, but what would you be doing if you were the batter? So let's say you were batting last night in that position, and you were going up against Kenyon Yovan on the mound, and a 98 up in a moment like that. Is that a pitch you're swinging at?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be hard to lay off of it, for sure. I mean, you're going against a guy like, say, me who had that much energy. It's big on big at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you're going your power versus his power, and who's going to, like, which one's going to win. And it's like, I throw that pitch 9 more times, he's probably going to get to it a couple times.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. And so it's like, that's just baseball. And so, I mean, yeah, it's
but
in the moment, it's when I go on the mound, it's like I am the best, and that's it.
Well, I know from him being out there on the field and being around all that, getting to go out there right after you did that to pump the crowd up, me being up here in the press box and seeing everything.
Almost took a kid's head off the softy ball, dude.
We love that energy, man. We definitely want that to continue, but obviously the fans loved it also. You've been here now. I think you've pitched in 3 games. You pitched opening day, I think.
Pitched opening day.
Yeah, and then you pitched a couple nights ago.
Yep.
And then you pitched here last night. What have you thought about the crowd so far?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the crazy thing is we haven't even packed the house yet. That's
Just wait.
That's the wild thing.
Just wait.
You know, I mean, I was in low A and then high A. And then coming here, it's like, we had a bad night last night. We had, 4,500 fans?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. And so, but it's when we were at school, we didn't get a lot of fans either unless we were playing Oregon State. Mm-hmm. And, it's cold outside. We're fair weather fans. Right. They're not coming out for that. But we had great fans when we were at school, very loyal. But it's like you don't have like the extra 2,000, 3,000 voices in the stands.
Yeah.
It gets you going. I'll tell you what, coming out of the pen yesterday, like coming into the middle of an inning like that, not warming up, that adrenaline kicks in real quick. And so, and when you're looking around, you got people watching, you got all those people watching you, and then the song comes on, and it's just, it's wild. It's
some people kind of crumble in those moments. You obviously thrive in that, man.
I love starting. I love hitting. Mm-hmm. I love closing, because I'm an adrenaline junkie when it comes to that. Like I want the ball up by 1, bases loaded, no outs. That's what I want.
Well, that was such a crucial moment because the momentum definitely swung our way a couple innings before with the big rally we had in the bottom of the 5th. And then, Coleman goes back out there in the 6th. The momentum's still juiced around. And then in the 7th, it kind of stalls a little bit because of the injury and everything else. And you really helped that for the rest of the game. So, yeah. Again, not only coming out there and closing out that inning, but striking out the side in your only full inning last night was amazing, and the crowd felt that. So,
hey, Pop says you're looking good.
Thanks.
Mom called you Yotani. That's a high bar to set. That's a high bar to set.
That's not a thing.
That's a mom move, I guess.
Just a good reminder here, this is a family show. You've got Papa and Mama Yovan listening, and your adopted brother that your family has adopted, Ricky. So that's your older sister.
I've been calling myself Ricky Yovan.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. It works out well.
Seems like cool family.
Yeah.
You guys are all hyped up. I'm really into it. I'm thinking, maybe we can do some more WWE-style entrances for you. I'm a big wrestling fan myself. Maybe some Alka-Seltzer in the mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe it looks like you're just full-on, rabies going on.
Yeah, just full boogeyman.
I'm thinking, man. Yeah. You know what? We're actually getting some worms for a contest later. It's like a gag gift. Afterwards, I could put them in the bullpen for you if you want to eat some.
Really get it going.
Dude, if I'm batting, I'm already terrified because the ball's coming at me at 98 miles an hour. If I see the guy walking out here with the Undertaker playing and he's got a mouthful of worms, you think I'm hitting the ball?
Different. I don't know.
Even if I hit it, I'm probably scared to run to first.
I get chased after.
I'm ready to get these guys out before they even see a pitch. So if you need a stage manager, I'm here for you, man.
I love it.
I'll go get you some props.
Can we get the Yovan, when we do get the Yovan, can we get the horn to instead of honking to do the Undertaker? Dong.
Dude, we got all these Toyota signs out here. We got to be able to get a van out in the outfield that some guy can.
By the time we're done with it, it will not be street legal. But you could probably around the warning track a couple times. So
we can pretty much throw a baseball to where we're living too. So it's
there you go,
right there.
Drive it around the neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dong. Wake everybody up. Bong.
Have you ever had the urge to buy a van?
No.
And call even in high school when you make dumb decisions, like, dude, I'm gonna get a van.
No, I haven't.
No.
Yeah.
Now
I might.
Now it makes me feel like it's a dumb idea. You hadn't even thought about it. That was the first thing we thought of. We took the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it was the first
thing. I might have to.
Your dad sent me that shirt to tell me it was Yovan during the middle of a game, by the way, to tell me that it was Yovan. And we got on the podcast the next day, and I was like, what if we got a Yovan? We got an actual Yovan. So it's something where we're not. Well, he's the promotion.
We got
team,
kind of a budget for like a rickshaw. So it's tough to get to like a motorized vehicle. So we're working our way up there. Yeah.
If anybody under like $800,
I don't know.
We're trying. We're making some deals.
But, Dude, the impact. By the way, the impact you're already having. A friend of mine in the front office. We know that Aaron Whitefield's impact here last year and then coming back this year, everybody loves him. Somebody in the front office, Aaron Whitefield is their favorite player. And last night they were like, Aaron Whitefield better look out. Yovan's like right here already.
Oh, that's a good
already.
Feeling. That's a great feeling. That's obviously want to give some entertainment to the fans when you're doing that. So.
Well, we love it, man. We absolutely love it when you juice up the crowd because we're part of the crowd. We want to get everybody jacked up. We cheer up here in the press box all the time. So
Absolutely.
that was amazing to see. And with the family jumping in here like they do, we're always really excited to see you. So great job last night.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, dude. I'm ripping my shirt off at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Anytime you want to jump in here, we'll get a picture of the Yovan later. Thanks, man.
All right. There he is. My
Kenyon
little brother. Kenyon Yovan.
How awesome was that?
He's a cool dude, man.
Yeah.
He is like Wild Thing, Rick Vaughn. I mean, I love everything he said right there. He's like, I love the adrenaline. I love the moment. Give me the ball. I want to put people down when it's the toughest time to do it. And like you said, a lot of guys shut down in that moment. They get a little scared.
Yeah.
They start thinking. They overthink. They do what they shouldn't, and they crumble. That's not one of them right there, man. So
He lives for that moment. He's like, okay, we have that moment now. Now I'm at my best. So
that's a cool addition.
He's a strong dude, too. I went to shake his hand, and I missed, and I hit, like, thumb.
You hit his thumb?
No, he hit my thumb.
Okay,
I'm
good.
pretty sure jammed it up. So pretty sure it's not working very well.
Yeah, no, it's probably done. I thought you messed his thumb up.
No.
Never get
I
another
would
player
never
again
do something
if
like
that's
that.
The case.
No.
His parents are watching.
I was timid. I went in like this. I wasn't trying to go. I mean, he right there on the thumb. So
Pop says maybe we can get a golf cart. Put a Van shell over it.
we can make it work.
Zach, come on, put the headset on over here. Let's see.
What kind of van are we rocking here?
How many upgrades can we make to your car?
I mean, it's pretty noticeable.
Pull that mic up a little bit. There.
Pretty noticeable on its own, but I mean, hey, we get some flags. You know, we were workshopping last night down in the tunnel on what we thought, it could end up as.
You were willing to spray paint Yovan on the side of your car.
We should ask him what kind of art he would like. Like if his ideal Yovan. Like
What
is
if
it
was
the flames? Is
like a
it
duck and a beaver? Like real sick battle. Like maybe they got swords. Maybe there's fire in the background.
a raccoon in there somewhere now?
Right. Maybe that's a ref.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's at now. That's the neutral ground between childhood and then what the reputation he wanted to build. If we could have some kind of sick duck versus beaver with a raccoon officiating because it's a sanctioned fight mural put on the side of the car, would you be into that?
Hey. Now though, with the golf cart though, the bullpen cart is a thing.
Dude.
The
Yeah.
bullpen cart Yovan that brings him out from the bullpen.
Imagine
Make it all black with the Undertaker on it.
Some junky old van with black smoke spitting out of it. Comes out of the left field gate over there.
Backfiring.
It's making terrible noises. Picks up our pitcher, putters on down the warning track, and then drops him off.
Imagine after the 7th inning stretch, the fans are like, they're cheering, and it's they got the what is it, Cotton Eye Joe that plays. They're getting pumped on there. Cuckoo, shots fired. No, wait, it's just the Yovan. It's the Yovan. Here he comes.
We live in an engineering community. If there's some way we can get a van that has a Pope Mobile style dome above it to where we can raise him from the cabin on top of the car and then down a ramp, and I mean, who's hitting that? You hitting that?
No, man.
You just saw the Rocket City baseball Pope come out to the mound with the Undertaker playing in the background. I don't know what pitch to expect.
Yeah, I think he was too nice to tell you no on the worms. By the way, he's probably
On
not
what?
On the worms. He's probably not going to eat worms. It'd be cool if he did, but I'm going to say he's probably not going to.
I'm going to give him the opportunity. We're buying. We have worms in the house.
I was deathly afraid of Boogeyman growing up.
See?
With the worms.
The Boogeyman.
Yeah, I
Him
used to
crawling
eat
out
worms.
there.
We have played into the Yovan thing a lot, but he wants to be the Boogeyman. We'll make him the Boogeyman.
I got worms.
No, seriously, I just need something to do with these worms.
To quote Dumb and Dumber, I got worms. All right?
Oh, no, that was the name. I got worms.
I got the store. I got worms. Oh, all right. What else is there to talk about today?
Oh, the Trash Pandas won last night.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the game really.
It didn't even look like it was going to happen there for a while. The bats were cold. It was what, a 3-1 ball game?
Yeah.
And the only run we really had come off of early inning stuff. We get into the 5th inning. Yeah, get into the 5th inning. And I mean, some of the other runs ended up happening because of an error in the 5th inning, but the bats did wake up. You had back-to-back 2 RBI doubles. You had a 2 RBI double by, I think, Tucker Flint was the first one.
Yeah, down the
And
first
then
baseline.
new dad and first hit of the season, Jeremiah Jackson, gets his 2-hit RBI right after that. 4 runs scored.
Daddy hack.
Yeah, Trash Pandas go up 5-3, and then they don't give up the. And I really don't know if Coleman Crow is coming back out in the 6th inning unless we have the lead. The Trash Pandas come back and they take the lead, and Coleman Crow comes back out because I would imagine Andy wanted him to have the skip, as Yovan calls him.
Hey, Shats. I don't think that's
Skip wants, most likely because he had an amazing outing last night, wanted him to get the win, and he went out there and he had a couple more strikeouts, finished the night with 12. I mean, he for most of that game, he had like 9 or 10 strikeouts, and he didn't have the lead. It was 3-1. So he goes out there, and after the Trash Pandas, the batters, get him the lead, he gets one more inning and finishes the night with 12 strikeouts.
Coleman Crow continues to be nasty on
So
the mound.
good.
That breaking ball just mystifies batters. I mean,
So good.
Shutting them down one after another. I was watching his highlights from last night, the 12 strikeouts that we posted to Twitter, at Trash Pandas, if you're not following already. But his breaking ball, just filthy, man. He's been throwing that. I mean, he's been lights out for probably since half of last season, and then all of this season. I mean, the dude, he's unhittable out here. And, I mean, the fact, he gave up that 2-run shot. The guy pulled out the pitching wedge and then, gave up another. I mean, that ball was hit very high. Me and Zach were over there in the tunnel. We're like, nah, it's too high. That can't, it's too and it's also too far.
Did it go off the scoreboard? Because it looked like it did.
No. I think it landed short.
It landed right underneath it.
Yeah, it was a
Trey's
moonball.
the only one to hit the scoreboard.
It was a shot, and we were like, man, that's the first run he's given up all year. He should be 3-0, but he got the no decision in the 6th inning no hits that he had pitched a couple weeks ago.
Tucker Flint, by the way, a certified dude from what I heard in the tunnel last night.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he got stamped that last night. Trevor in our sales team, he said, that guy's a dude.
He's hitting really well. Caro's hitting. I mean, we're talking about guys that are going to pick up
dudes.
after Zach Neto, and he left for the major leagues. You've got Edgar Caro, who's hitting really well, and Tucker Flint, who's hitting really well. We got dudes that were here before that can pick up the slack and hit well in spots, but Caro and Flint are hitting really well. They're both hitting over 300.
It's so wild, too, getting ready for the game yesterday, walking in and out of the office. The Yankees-Angels game was on, and I see Hoppy and Neto. Like, every time I'm walking in and out, it seemed like they were up to bat.
Hoppy went 3 for 4.
Yeah, he had a great game. Dude.
And then he hurt himself.
It's so crazy to, be walking out here to see the Trash Pandas game and then walk in there and see 2 of the guys who, one of them was literally here last week.
Yeah.
It's surreal sometimes.
It does. His car's still here.
His car.
Logan did get hurt last night, though, in his last at bat. I don't know if you saw that, but he swung and it looks like he hurt his shoulder. So Hoppy's down for right now.
Bad?
I don't know how bad, but he did go down last night.
They haven't said. I saw a lot of stuff saying what might have happened, but
Yeah, I saw a lot of
nothing
speculation,
official.
but nothing certified. But it didn't look good. It was on a swing. It was his back shoulder.
Through.
Yeah,
Thrown
so
shoulder?
No, left shoulder.
left shoulder.
Okay, all right. That's good.
So he went down there. But hopefully he went 3 for 4 last night. Hopefully he'll be back up. The game ended ugly. It was like 9-3, but it was 5-1 at one point, and they made a push and came back and made it 5-3 and had a good shot at it. But Neto, I don't think Neto did much last night, but he has picked up a little in the bat. But Hoppy, before he got hurt, was 3 for 4. And we have up there at the front, at the Pepsi gate, right by the Junkyard Team Store, we have a big thing that we update every game that says our stat leaders, who's leading the Trash Pandas, and who's leading the Southern League. This is what it looked like before Zach Neto got called up. He led in every single batting category for the Trash Pandas.
I saw that photo you posted. It's weird.
Batting average was hitting .444. He had 3 home runs, led the team. He had 10 RBIs, led the team. 10 runs, led the team. Stolen bases, 3, led the team. His on-base percentage was .559, led the team. Slugging percentage was .815, led the team. His OPS was 1.374, led the team. And then, on top of that, he also led the Southern League in 4 hitting categories. His batting average, he was only 1 home run at the time, 1 home run behind the lead in the league. His on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS all led the Southern League. So he's doing pretty good.
I honestly thought that photo was doctored when I saw you first tweet.
No, it was legit. I took it that morning. Before gates open.
I hadn't looked at the board, and I saw it. I'm like, that's no way.
I looked up. I just happened to walk by it, and I saw Neto's name a lot. I'm like, is that updated? And then I looked, I'm like, it absolutely is updated. So I took a picture. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of teams in the league happy to see him gone. Definitely the Barons.
Oh, 100% the Barons.
Those guys.
The Barons will be okay if they never played the Trash Pandas ever again. Because we put up double-digit runs on them at least 4 times in that 6-game series.
Yeah, we've been owning Birmingham lately. Yeah. Feels good.
So far, have the edge on Biloxi. Took 2 out of 3 so far. We got a weekend
lineup, too. We got Bachman on the mound, who's been lights out.
Dude, imagine.
Like Kenyon said, I mean, the arms on this team. And speaking of the injury you brought up, hope Luke Murphy's all right. Speaking of Hoppy's injury.
Yeah. And that's my bad. I was like, I think it was Dashwood. I couldn't remember.
On the IL, I think, for the 7-day. But Murphy got hurt last night. And, man, he looked really bummed out going into the locker room. So hopefully it's not serious there. Great pitcher as well. But a guy who just came off some injuries from last year, Sam Bachman, been lights out this year. He's on the mound tonight. I expect the same thing. He plays pretty good here at home.
Right. You want to talk about mental advantage and the mental game in baseball? Look at it from Biloxi's hitting perspective last night. Coleman Crowe has been so good, and they got 3 runs off of him, and he still ended up getting the win because of a big 5th inning from the Trash Pandas. And they're like, man, we let them off the hook. One of their better pitchers goes out there, and we had him. And we ended up losing that game because we ended up having to face Yovan and Ben Joyce. But now we got those 3 guys out of the way. Who we got tonight? Oh, it's Sam Bachman, one of the Angels' top 5 prospects.
It never ends with this rotation. And I heard an interesting fact last night that I'd never thought of. And I don't know, maybe I'm stupid and you guys had already thought of, or known about this. But as far as the Angels system goes, when it comes to pitching, AAA is out in Salt Lake, which is at elevation. And I was being told that, like, with your breaking ball, if you pitch too long at elevation, you can kind of lose the feel for it. So that Rocket City's kind of like the main spot for pitchers in the Angels organization because you don't have to deal with that elevation issue. And therefore, you have better feel for your pitches before you go up to the Angels.
You're not dumb for that because I heard that and asked, or I didn't ask a question. I was talking about us always getting like the top pitchers in our system here, and I was told right before opening day that's why. So I just learned that this year too. So
it blew my mind. I'd never thought. Is that something you ever thought of before?
I mean, the Colorado effect. The higher elevation, you keep them kind of here. You kind of can alleviate some of that and stuff like that.
Makes me wonder about some of our boys that are up in AAA right now. What about Silseth? I hope it doesn't.
Well, a lot of you got to be somewhat close to the team if they're going to move you back and forth. So I get, having guys there, but
hope it doesn't ruin his stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything will ruin that.
He's only pitching on the road.
He's got the dog in him, man.
He does.
He got that dog. Oh.
That's right.
Hey,
my son kind of has that dog in him.
I was going to say, you told me a little something. Sound like your kid.
Yeah, last night my wife, she texted me during the game. She was whenever he does something she doesn't like, I think it's funny, so it works out. But every time he does something she doesn't like, it starts with your kid. And she said, your kid is getting too fast. He's learning to crawl. So your kid's getting too fast. He beeline straight for the dog food. And I was like, oh. Well, she's like, he didn't eat any, but he did get a handful of it. Got that dog. He might literally have that dog. He got bit at school the other day, so it might be like a medical condition.
Buy him a chew toy. Just see what happens.
Well, no, he's teething. He does love to chew on stuff, too.
You get a photo of that kid with a handful of dog food nibbling on a bone chew toy? He's going to thank you when he gets older, because that's going to be sweet.
Got that dog.
Or look, put spike collar on him.
Just call him Spike.
Think about it's not too late to change his name.
Well, I just meant as a nickname. I think we're set on Oliver.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can make it his middle name, but Spike's pretty cool.
Dude, I never expected to get that call. I got it from my wife. The daycare called her. But she called me. It was like 11 o'clock. We're in the middle of our workday. And she never calls. She'll always text me. She never calls me. So she called me, and I'm sitting there thinking before I pick up the phone. And I'm like, oh, no, what happened? Like, I didn't think anything with Oliver, but I'm like, did she get in a car accident? Is she going out to lunch? Because she works out in Huntsville. Like, did something happen? I go, no. So I answer the phone tentatively. I'm like, oh, my goodness. I'm like, hey, what's going on? She was like, Oliver got bit at school today. Like, what? Like, I didn't know how to take it. And I could tell she was kind of shocked, too. We weren't overly, like, super worried. We weren't, like, super relaxed. But we were just kind of trying to figure out, like, what? And then my wife, she said, someone had asked her, like, when she told them that he got bit. Someone asked them, they're like, by what? I'm like, well, another kid bit him. I'm like, I don't know what else. She's got to know if it was a bug or what. But another kid just picked him up and went, right on his arm.
What do you do as a parent when your kid gets bit by another kid and then you see the kid who's already got a lot of dog in him because he's biting other kids. What do you do when you see their parents? Is it weird? How do you address that?
Your immediate reaction is to fight the instinct to want to fight that kid.
Do you bite his dad? I think you bite his dad.
I haven't been there
You should bite his dad.
since it happened. So I don't know who it is. The kid, and they told us the kid's moving up.
I bet he hasn't either because he's thinking, I got one coming. I got a receipt.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to come for me.
I'm going to hit him with one of those, hey, man, how's it going? I'm Antonio Snipes. Man.
Let go of me. Yeah, eye for an eye, brother. I'll see you.
Antonio, what are you doing? That's not even his dad. Oh, well, and then I've just bit a random guy.
You dropped your mashed peas. And just slap him in the face and leave.
And then I've bit a random guy. It's not even his dad. So
I think that's what Kenyon.
You know what? I'm going to bite
Kenyon
every
would
dad until I bite the right one.
Kenyon's kid, he'd bite that kid's dad.
I'm going to do no recon. I'm just going to go in there and bite every dad in that classroom until I bite the right one.
Nice. It's the only way to do it.
Make my mark. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But
that's an article. That's going viral. You know, like, local man bites 7 dads in attempt to, in revenge for son.
That's right.
You look ready. You look like you're already cool with it. Like, whatever.
Luckily,
that'll be my story. I'm here for it.
Look, it did leave a mark. Like later that it happened at like 10 o'clock that morning, and he came home at 6 with a mark on his arm, but it didn't break skin, so they washed it with soap and water, and they gave him a lot of love. So he's fine.
Weak bite.
I don't really want to taunt the kid and tell him to up his game because I don't want her to bite my kid again.
That's fair.
He's like 3 months older and much bigger. He can move around a lot better. So, and Jen also, she's like, Oliver's getting too fast. He only uses his arms to crawl right now. I told her last night, and she did not like this. I was like, he's not that fast. He's going to get a lot faster. When he starts using those legs, he's a lot faster.
Just wait.
I told her, I was like, honestly, I'm sorry to say this. He's not that fast. She's like, yeah, no, he's fast, though. I'm like, no, he's not. Like, you can easily catch him right now. Like, you might look away for a minute, and he's moved a little farther than you think. But you got to him before he ate the dog food. When he starts using his legs, that same amount of time you went like this and back, he's got 2 handfuls down already.
I love how you're getting into fights over the kid's 40 time.
I'm top down.
You guys are going to be
I hate to tell you.
See, look, I'll show you. Go.
I hate to tell you this. He's not moving that fast.
Babe, you see that? That's not first-round speed.
It's nothing.
That kid,
nothing.
They're not even looking at his tape with this number right
No.
here, okay?
Wait till he uses his legs. He's gone. So,
man.
She's like, well, there goes she's like, I'm going to have to get him a playpen if I ever have to, like, go to run to the restroom or something now. I'm like, oh, yeah, those days where you can just kind of pop into the laundry room, pop back out real quick are gone because by then he's, like, spitting into an outlet now or something.
He's a dog, man. He'll figure out how to get out of it.
Dude, the 3 things he wants now more than anything, apparently now he wants the dog food. When we put him in the fort, we have a standing lamp over in the corner. He'll walk over there and try to pick the cord up. We're like, nope, we'll put him back over here, way across the room. Crawls right back. I let him get right up to it before I pull him away. I'm like, oh, yeah, go ahead. Do all the work just so I can say, nope, move him all the way back across the room.
Get all the way there, huh?
Mm-hmm. And then say, no. And then we have a Roomba. He goes and plays with that. Like he'll walk over to where it's stationed. And I don't, like, he'll so.
Are you raising a child or a cat?
So he has a toy. He has a toy. It's a turtle where it walks, it crawls with you. Yeah. He doesn't like when it crawls. So like you hit his shell and it makes him walk. As soon as it starts walking, if I make it walk, he'll turn around and smack it so it doesn't walk. He thinks that the vacuum cleaner, the Roomba, works the same way. Mm-hmm. So he'll go over there and he'll turn it on accident because he'll just kind of hit it and it'll go do and it'll start moving. He'll just start smacking it until it stops.
Do you think maybe he did that to the Nibbler kid? And then,
well, they would have told us. They didn't say that.
He didn't throw the first stone.
No, they said he didn't throw the first punch. He's a really mild-mannered kid. The other thing was
a really mild-mannered kid, unless there's vacuums. Or
every kid likes to go play with stuff. He's getting strong though. On his stomach, he can take the Roomba and move it. Like he'll take it and move it like a truck.
All that upper body strength.
Yeah, he tries to use it like a truck. He just on the floor. So.
You know, your wife talking about, like, I'm going to have to get a playpen or something. You could just get him, like, little handcuffs, and then if he can't crawl, he'll be a turtle at that point. And he doesn't like when the turtle moves, so he'll just...
You imagine if someone were to come over to your house, like, if I wasn't home?
Oh, no, it's a terrible look. I'm just saying, like, no one's in danger, and it will keep the kid safe. It's not a good look, but it's for the best.
Imagine I wasn't home, and I'm bringing over, like, a family member or a family friend, and I get home, and not only is my son handcuffed on the floor, my wife's not even in the room. We're just a 10-month-old baby sitting here like, eventually she'll be back. He's singing, Jay playing harmonica. Well, he can't.
Like, he gets it. He's like, I like crawling. Sorry. They got me, man.
He's singing jail songs since the day I was born.
Where'd he get a harmonica?
Got locked up in the floor.
Man.
Got pinched by my mom.
I'm just saying. It would work.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's an awful
People
one.
put their kids on leashes in public.
Yeah, that's not happening either. Sorry about it.
Temporarily handcuffing your child so they don't get into trouble is anything crazy.
No shot. I'm not putting my kid on a leash. They do that because they're like, well, he keeps trying to run and get where he's not supposed to. You know what else is going to help that? Telling him not to and giving him incentives not to run away. Like, I don't know, a spanking. You know what I mean? Just give him a little whoop.
Hey,
give him a
let's not get
swat.
political on here, okay? All right, we just had the Yovan thing going on. Very light stuff. Now we're okay. I don't know.
Well, they try and make it cute too. You know, they got little monkeys and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
no
and
shot.
the tail.
Yeah.
It's like,
No shot.
what?
The marketing
we
did
haven't-
definitely try to spin that one, yeah.
We haven't had to like punish him or anything yet. I mean, usually if he's doing something he's not supposed to do, we tell him no a couple times. Especially like when he puts all the effort to crawl over there, and I'm like,
he gets
yeah,
it.
we're not doing that. He'll do it again, and he's like, okay, it's not worth it. I'm done. So he's a good kid.
That's good.
Got that dog.
Yeah. He's going to start eating dog food. Is that a proud moment as a dad? You're like, yeah, this kid don't care, dude.
No, not
He
really.
survives. He gets by.
I didn't get that text message and go, yes. But, yeah, he's eating dog food, everybody. Let's go. Woo! I'll tell you a proud moment, though. He did say dad last weekend for the first time.
That's cool.
And he knew what it meant, too.
Did he bark afterwards?
No.
Dad. Oh.
No, he did not.
Can he scratch behind his ear with his foot?
No. He is flexible. If he wanted to, he could.
He can-
If he wanted to, he could. He's got the
time.
flexibility right
Okay.
now. Definitely. He went through the chewing on the foot phase for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got over that.
Yeah, probably didn't taste good. Now he's
I was
eating
gonna
stuff
say,
like he's eating real food, so.
Food for people and dogs.
And him eating real food's fun
I
too.
guess when you're sucking on your own toes, dog food's probably a pretty good alternative.
Yeah, probably didn't. Look at this ham, dude.
What's he doing?
He's eating green beans.
I thought you said look at this ham. I'm like, I don't.
He's a ham.
Yeah, oh man, that's a.
Yeah, he's getting after it.
That looks like you got some dog in him right there.
He does.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, the other text message I got from her was your kid again. Started with your kid. She said he just took a green bean and rubbed it in his eye. All right, I'm a little more proud of that one.
This guy's hardcore.
Yeah.
He's like trying to intimidate you.
No, mom.
Rubbed a green bean in his eye.
Yeah, mom. The potatoes look good, but I want some ice cream. No, here's some green beans.
I'll eat my vegetables.
still don't want some
What do
ice
you do if I shove it into my ocular cavity? All right. We'll get you some ice cream.
Said he was good. He just picked it up and was like, all right, we're good. Well, that's what that feels like. Okay, probably won't do that again.
Wow. Seems like the kid would go with nose over eyeball.
He does incidentally get food in his nose, though. Like if he eats mashed potatoes and stuff, straight in the nose.
Same here.
Straight in the nose.
Same here.
Well, Ricky, you're a 30-year-old man. That probably shouldn't happen. So he's a 10-month-old baby.
Don't tell me how to live my life. Kid eats dog food. All right? I've never
He
once tried to eat dog food.
Tried. All right? He tried to eat dog food. He didn't eat it. He tried.
We've all thought about it. I mean, I watched my dad eat a half bag of bacon strips before he realized that they were bacon strips. He thought they were just bacon flavored like treats. And that was one of the greatest days of my life, actually. Just seeing that
those
happen.
commercials, they made them look.
They make
really
them look good.
delicious.
You know, you
Dude,
could.
And it wasn't like, the little 8-ounce bag or whatever. It was like, here's a month's worth of bacon strips. Pops tore into that bad boy watching a game.
I've heard, and I've had friends try to get me on this too, but I have heard that like the little cookie dog treats taste like a cookie. So I bet you could go get like a bag full and leave them in the front office and be like, hey guys, I brought some treats for you. Everybody would eat them and have no idea that they just ate dog treats.
I think you should do it, yeah.
No, you should definitely.
Nah, man,
Yeah,
no, you're newer than I am. I think that'd really just kind of be like, that Tony Mack, he's a real team player.
I'm definitely going to write from Ricky on it, though.
And please don't. Please don't. What a terrible, that's what a sociopath would do, right?
Yeah. Just to see what.
Just watch people eat dog food.
I think the sociopath part of it, too, is not telling them, right? Just to see their reaction and have no,
Like I
never
saw
tell
my
them.
dad eat the treats, and I could have intervened, but I didn't give him the treats. It was his own decision to start munching on
Right.
that. You putting it out there though, that That crosses the line, yeah.
Yeah, like if I were to give it to you and you had a dog treat, I'm still a turd of a person, but not really a sociopath. But if I were to give you dog treats and just never tell you and continue to do it, that's the sociopathic behavior.
That's pretty horrible.
That's pretty crazy. But hey, did you enjoy those cookies I brought you yesterday?
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, Panda's pretty good.
Yeah, Panda's playing really good. Oh, also another PSA before we get off here. If you're an NFL player, stop betting on sports. Because that's been a big thing this morning.
Yeah.
Not Calvin, really. He's already been suspended. He's on the end of his suspension. But there were a bunch of Detroit Lions and I believe one Commander that got suspended. And everyone was trying to figure out why the difference in the games, because I think most of the Lions players got a year, except Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams only got six games. And it's not because he's the star and the other guys are role players. It's because of the degree of what happened. So it appears that the other guys that had bet actually bet on the NFL, which you're not allowed to do at all. That's a year suspension. Jameson Williams bet on a college football game, and it was a legal bet. It was placed legally. He's allowed to bet on college football, but you're not allowed to place a bet at an NFL facility, and that includes not only your locker room, your stadium, anywhere in your stadium, anybody else's stadium. That also, an NFL facility is included as your team flight and your team hotel.
Jeez, we got to drive 50 miles out of town to go make a bet.
Go stand in traffic on the curb of your hotel. Hey, this doesn't count. Hey, real quick. What? Red light, go.
That's wild.
So,
Jameson Williams making a bet on tennis at the team hotel, and you can't play 6 games.
He bet on a college football game, and I don't know. It was at an NFL facility. I don't know what the if it was in the actual Lions facility, or if it was in the team hotel or the airplane. And while that does seem like a silly rule, and it's probably to incentivize them to, or not incentivize them, but to help the fact that they just bet less often during the season. It's a rule. You're aware of it.
Allowed to bet on college football. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Especially with some of the
connections they have in college football and the relationships they still have with people playing college football. I can't believe that's allowed. Like the MLB policy is any kind of baseball, major league, minor league, college, nothing.
We had a buddy of ours that pays a lot of attention to the Alabama football program. He texted us and he was like, I don't know how any football player can look at the Calvin Ridley situation and go, nah, I'm going to do it anyway. But they did.
Well, this is different. I mean, Calvin Ridley was betting on teams that he's actively playing in the same league that
Calvin Ridley bet on his own team.
A college football bet on a flight nowhere near either team. That's a little different.
It's a lame rule.
Very different.
It's a very, very lame rule, but it's a rule that I'm sure he was aware of. So
I play for Detroit. I'm on a flight to San Francisco. We're over the airspace in Nevada, possibly. Yeah. I make a bet on college football. Can't play 6
That
games.
Appalachian State over-under looks pretty good, and I'm 6 games.
Yeah, you're done. That seems a little picky there.
Yeah, it's a really, I don't like that rule, and I'm sure a lot of other players don't like that rule.
Especially considering that the NFL and all of these leagues are hand in hand with the gambling sites.
Yeah.
Like, they do business together.
I think that rule is there though just to kind of push them to not bet in the season. Like they just don't want them to bet during the season. And I don't know if that does it extend to the off season. Like let's just say he's going to the clubhouse for an off season workout in March.
Probably does. This is why we needed Chris Carter at those rookie meetings. Like remember when you got in trouble for saying everybody's got to have a fall guy?
Yeah.
These guys are gambling terribly. You can't use the Jameson Williams 06 account on DraftKings to be making bets and expect people to not ping you somewhere, man. You're high profile. You got to have a fall guy. Chris Carter was helping the league and helping our young stars stay out of trouble, and that was too much. And
get you someone you trust, that like a family member that has an account that you can text and say, hey, this is what I need. Put that on your account.
This is a federal crime, by the way, we're describing.
Put it on your account. It's a fall guy, man.
It is a federal crime. But there's no paper trail, man. If you just, anyways. That's what I heard. These are none of my own thoughts.
Or just don't bet in the season at a team facility, even though the rule stinks. So
that was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, just
not trying to incriminate ourselves.
Focus about your own actions on the field. instead of other teams.
Yeah, I don't like when DraftKings was around back in 2015 before it got it nixed. I had an account, and then when it came back, I tried to re-sign into those accounts, like FanDuel and everything, and they were like, "No, you're gonna have to call us and get it re-verified," and I couldn't do it online, so I don't mess with it. I have placed a sports bet in almost 10 years.
Good for you. So. I was Calvin Ridley'd by DraftKings for a full year, the year before he was. So.
Yeah.
I know how it feels. Way less dude, yeah. They were pretty much like, we'll break your legs if you goof around again. Yeah. They're not in that text.
Oh, you talking about DraftKings?
I'm talking DraftKings, yeah, because they were like.
Oh, yeah, Ricky got caught.
They got caught, but then, they banned me for a year, and they were like, look, you still suck, and we like taking your money, but if you break the rules again, we'll break you. They went Drago on me. I will break it.
Yeah. And then, of course, you bet on, college football.
It was a preseason NFL football.
Yeah.
I went on a run of unders, and then all of a sudden it was just too much, and they pinged me, took me out in my prime, just like Calvin Ridley and Jameson Williams.
I like the under 79 yards on Drew Lock's preseason, and I'm suspended.
Yeah, Jordan Love threw for 137 yards. I called it, and all of a sudden I'm a bad guy. I can't predict the future.
Oh, man. Let's end it on a high note, man. Let's end it with how great that interview with Yovan was. That was great. So
sure.
We're going to get more.
You want to reminisce on it?
Well, we're going to get more players on.
We have a one shining moment highlight set up, like at the end of the March Madness tournament.
That'd be nice. So, do we want to stick with just the horn honking, or do we want to stick with the bell after every strikeout, or do we want to go with the horn honk? I do like the dong.
If we can get a van out in that outfield experience, like kind of a pimp my ride style, where it's all like jacked up, but it's a low cost van, but then we soup it up a little bit, get it hooked up, put a horn on it.
To make it more of an attraction, to put it out there, you could either have the players sign the exterior or interior, and they, fans can kind of go and take pictures.
Something unique.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a jumping off point.
Mm-hmm. I just want the Yovan. Whatever we need to make whatever incentive we need to make it happen. I'm down to make it happen. If we need to have Ricky live in the van here for a year, I'm down. I'm with it.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just to bring awareness of the Yovan.
I don't care about the van that much.
No, he does. He does. No, he does.
I will sell the van before I live in it for.
Your adoptive mom and dad are listening. How can you say that about your little brother?
I'm sorry, Mom, Pa. I didn't mean to disappoint you. I don't know why I said that. I feel stupid, and I'll never let little bro down like that. In fact, me and him are going to do some work in the bullpen here in a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and call it there then. Thank you guys for watching and listening. This will be up soon. If you missed the Kenyon Yovan portion, it was like the first half of the podcast. So we're going to put this up here soon. Ricky will have that ready for you on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. At Trash Pandas Podcast Network is wherever you listen to your podcast. Just look that up and you'll see the bullpen there. And we'll have that Yovan thing up for you. But I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We will be back with you on Monday to recap this 3-game, the last half of the 6-game series. These 3 games here tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. We'll see you at 2 o'clock normal time on Monday. It's the bullpen.
Mon Pa, send me some money. Look, your baby boy needs a hand. I'm trying to buy a van.
You're going to have to take the Yovan up to Montana. See cousin
Hayes.
Cousin Hayes.
Yovan spruced up. Send your baby boy a little money. But don't send me anything from that cousin of Montana or I'll end up in prison, all right?